Have you been hearing all the rave about cold plunges and wondering if you should start too? Well, let me share my experience as a reference. In this video, you'll hear from a daily cold plunger, the 5 reasons why I do it, when I do it, how I do it, and the science behind it all that I personally researched in the beginning of my journey. Full disclaimer, I am not a doctor, so after finishing this video, I do strongly recommend to do more additional research, consult with a professional like a doctor, your personal trainer, to really figure out what works for you. How I got started. I've been doing cold plunges for about 2 years on and off. I started in September 2022. I joined my local gym that has a cold plunge in the pool area, and then in the summertime, the rooftop opens and then there is an ice bath. When I got started, I made a mistake and definitely put my health in danger, and so I want to warn you all, and that is going in longer than you really need or your body can handle. Huberman Lab did a great podcast with Dr. Susanna Soberg about cold immersion and its impact to our metabolic health. Highly recommend taking a look at that video or podcast. But to summarize, Dr. Susanna Soberg suggested 11 minutes per week divided into short intervals of 3 minutes, 2 minutes across the week. I definitely did not follow that protocol. I went straight into day 1, 3 minutes, then I upped to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Soon I was sitting in 52 degrees Fahrenheit water for 20 minutes. And then when the ice baths were open, I was sitting in 40 degrees Fahrenheit water for 15 minutes. I definitely gave myself hypothermia multiple times, thinking in the mentality, no pain, no gain. That is definitely not the mindset for this. I was shivering so much. My teeth were clattering nonstop hours after I got out of the water. For those of us who are Harry Potter fans, it literally felt like a Dementor had sucked the living soul and all of my heat out of my body, and what was left was a shivering shell. Don't follow that model I did of no pain, no gain, and definitely listen to your body of what's your limit. And again, I will keep saying this, consult your doctor or a professional before you start cold therapy. Fast forward to today, after a few trial and error, I now go in for 10 minutes in 40 degrees Fahrenheit water, and then 10 to 15 if I'm going into 50 degrees Fahrenheit water. I don't follow Dr. Suzanne Soberg's protocol, but there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer for everyone. In fact, there are several other studies with varying temperatures and time suggestions as well. I find optimally what works for me is 10 minutes in 40 degrees Fahrenheit water. Test it out for yourself. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another, and definitely consult your doctor. When should you do your cold plunges? There are several studies that suggest you should do it before or after your workout. I personally think it all depends on what do you want to gain out of the cold immersion therapy. For example, if your primary focus is to gain muscle and at a rapid pace, doing cold plunges right after a training session, especially if it's lifting weights, isn't really going to be helping with that goal. In fact, 2 research studies compared cold plunge to passive active recovery modalities and showed cold water immersion significantly reduced muscle growth. However, this doesn't mean that cold water immersion killed your gains altogether. Participants who did the cold bath still gained muscles, just not as much as those who didn't. Now, for athletes like swimmers, football players, basketball players, you'll still see they go straight into the ice bath right after intense competition. Why? In this case, they're focused on recovery. For the average Joe and Jane, a recommended strategy is to reserve cold plunges for cardio or rest days. And if you want to plunge on the same day as a resistant training session, experts like Andrew Huberman recommends doing it beforehand or waiting at least 4 hours post-exercise so you don't blunt your gains. I'm not too focused on massive muscle gains, and no, your girl is not scared of growing muscles. I have my guns right here. I find us girls with muscles quite attractive. But for me personally, when it comes to my physique, I'm really trying to maintain a specific body figure for my calisthenics training, such as handstands. Therefore, when it comes to my workouts overall, whether it's swimming, cycling, Pilates, yoga, weightlift training, resistance training, HIIT interval training, or calisthenics training, you name it, after a good workout, I will always do a proper cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then afterwards, I will begin my hot therapy. So that's gonna be the steam room or the sauna. I personally like the steam room more, but recently I have tried to do some research more between the two to figure out the difference. And there isn't much research about the steam room, but there are more research about the sauna and its benefits. So I've been curious about it and have started more of the sauna therapy. Regardless, either one of the hot therapies that I've just suggested, I always go in for at least 20 minutes and maximum 30, so 20 to 30 minutes. And then afterwards, I will begin my cold therapy. So I will go into the cold plunge or the ice bath. Personally, I like the ice bath more because it is colder at 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So I will be in there for 10 minutes. And I will submerge myself entirely. So like I submerge my head in, and then I will pop out, put my headphones in, and then listen to a podcast, scroll some Instagram, look at my emails for work, get ready for the day. And the 10 minutes pass by very quickly by doing that. Then I'll take my earphones out, sometimes I forget, and I submerge myself, again, my entire body, one more time before I get out and I hop into the shower. Now, this is very critical to know. Make sure that you do not take a hot shower. Why, you ask? We'll get into it in the 5 reasons why I do the cold plunge. Reason number 1, building resilience and grit, disciplining of your mind. Voluntarily dipping your entire body into freezing cold water is insane. Only a crazy person would do that, and that crazy person would be me. Overall, when it comes to my mental health, I have really gained more resilience and grit in any kind of situation that life throws me. Ever since I started the ice bath, it truly has helped me become more self-aware and have more self-control. Mind over matter. Reason number 2 really goes hand in hand with reason number 1, and that is relieving overall stress and anxiety. We humans have come a long way developing communities, social interactions, but nonetheless, there is a part of our brain that is kind of like caveman and cavewoman, and that is your amygdala. Now, your amygdala, regardless of a physical threat or a social threat, is going to react the same way. And the reaction is either a fight, flight, or freeze reaction. So for me, because I am giving my body the most threatening physical kind of situation in the beginning of the day, any other social interactions that I have rolls off my sleeve. Reason number 3, muscle recovery. It's not uncommon to experience muscle soreness after an intense workout or a very athletic competition, such as long distance running or hit interval exercises. For this reason, many people turn to cold plunges as an aid to recovery. A review published in the Journal of Sports Medicine found that cold immersion therapy was a great recovery tool, especially after high intensive workout. Researchers noted that those who were using cold immersion therapy had lower markers of muscle damage and delayed onset of muscle soreness compared to those who only used passive recovery. Why is that? When you do take a cold plunge, it causes your blood vessels to constrict. This reduces blood flow to areas of inflammation in your body. When you get out of the water, your body naturally pushes your blood to the areas that were submerged. When I first started doing cold plunges, I swore by it. I literally felt like it was liquid gold, or like the fountain of youth. After an intense workout, I would do my cold plunges, and then the next day, my muscles were not sore, they weren't aching, they weren't in pain. I just felt like I could go right back into the gym again. Reason number 4, improving your metabolic health. It increases your metabolism and can help with weight loss. When I first started incorporating cold plunges or ice baths every day, I noticed that my body leaned out much quicker than before. And the only thing that I changed was adding in the cold plunge. What's the science behind all this? When you are extremely cold, what happens, right? You tend to start shivering. Research have found that that might increase your overall metabolic rate, meaning that you're going to burn more calories at rest. So your metabolic rate is the rate at which your body burns calories. Studies have shown that cold exposure kicks that gear into higher rates, so anywhere from 8 to 80% higher. Though it may not feel like it, shivering does generate heat. That heat production requires energy, which boosts your metabolism. Your body gets the energy to keep you warm from brown adipose tissue, or brown fat. Therefore, as your body shivers, it activates your brown fat, or your BAT. Also, this is the point that I was talking about earlier when it comes to ending your hot cold therapy on the cold note. Meaning after my 10-minute ice baths, I always take a lukewarm to cold shower, not a hot shower, because you do want your body to shiver. You want your body to activate the brown fat, which increases your overall metabolic rate, aka increases your metabolism. So you do not want to stunt that. Okay, last but not least, reason number 5. Cold water therapy is not only good for your insides, but for your outside as well. It's actually really good for your skin and your hair. Your hair may benefit from ice cold water because it helps flatten ruffled cuticles in your hair, and so it leaves it more shiny. I've gotten so many compliments about my hair and my skin ever since I started cold water plunges. And because cold constricts blood vessels, ice baths may temporarily reduce redness and puffiness in your face and tighten pores. In addition, it may soothe itchy, irritated skin on the face and the rest of your body. There are many devices people use to reduce puffiness in their face, like the ice block or facial mask, so why not tighten all pores and reduce redness everywhere on your body? I have seen a significant impact this has on my skin. Now, I can't say it's only because of cold plunges, but it does have a compound of impact on top of all the healthy habits that I've been forming, like working out, eating healthy, drinking water, and the steam room. So, would I recommend this to everyone? First things first, I always will recommend please consult a doctor or professional and do more additional research on your own. If you don't have any health complications that would impact yourself if you were to start a cold plunge, my suggestion would be a resounding yes. Ice baths or cold plunge has truly transformed my life since I started 2 years ago. I really wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather be addicted to cold plunges rather than alcohol or caffeine. For those of us who don't have access to cold plunges or ice baths, or just want to try easing into this, I highly suggest trying cold showers in the morning. I know that sounds like very daunting. Trust me, when I first started this, I was hating this. Hate with a big capital H. But like anything, you gotta start somewhere, and the most important thing is stay consistent. So ease into it. Try 30 seconds in the cold shower, then moving into 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Make sure that you are covering your body as much as you can with the cold water when you are in the shower, especially your face and your head and your neck, to really get that sensation. It is magic, but it's not instant magic. So make sure that you are disciplined in staying consistent. All right, that's all everyone. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this was educational and interesting and you learned more about cold plunges and ice baths. Be sure to check out my other videos like my HIIT interval challenge as well as my daily morning routine. If you have any questions about cold plunges, please ask them in the comment section. Also, share your thoughts about cold plunges. Do you do them? If not, what's stopping you? Thanks everyone, and stay tuned for the next video.